Charlie Dickens, chapter 43, entitled Woods. They walked deeper into the woods and over the fallen trees and the ground littered with beautiful conkers, and Charlie gasped as a squirrel ran fast up a tree in front of him. "Look at that," said Tinker. "I wish I could do that," he said, making Charlie laugh again. The further they went into the woods, the darker and more creepy it became. It was hard going walking over all of the fallen leaves and branches and the endless twigs, which looked like they had been designed just to trip them up. Charlie heard a sound in the distance, and it wasn't a pleasant sounding noise. "What's that?" he said to Tinker, a little curiously, but more worried. "Sounds like some kind of dog," he said to Tinker curiously. "Sounds more like a wolf," Charlie added with a straight face. Tinker added with a straight face. Charlie wasn't sure if he was joking sometimes. It was difficult to tell. The bark grew into a growl, and then they saw it. It was snarling, and spittle was dripping from its razor-sharp teeth. It reminded Charlie of a dog with rabies, and he looked around at the impossibly high trees around him, and he began to panic. And he looked at Tinker for guidance, but he looked just as worried as him. The ravenous, snarling dog came closer to them as the leaves and conkers flew all around them. The dog continued spitting and baring its teeth. Charlie wasn't sure if dogs could eat people, but he wasn't going to risk it. Charlie felt like he was walking in treacle, but the dog was getting nearer and nearer. They didn't have much time. "Quick," said Tinker, who had stepped up to the trunk and off the tree with the ease of one walking up a ladder. "Jump," Tinker said to Charlie, and he grabbed his hand as the jaws of the dog snapped around his clean blue jeans. They climbed higher as the dog jumped up as if it was possessed. It was delirious with anger, though they had no notion why. After 10 minutes of sitting in the tree, Tinker was growing bored. "We'll have to go down eventually," he said, and he reached into his pocket and he pulled out a fresh-looking apple. "I've been saving this for a special occasion," he said with a cocky grin. He then threw it far into the distance, and it skittered over the frozen leaves. The snarling dog looked confused and then interested but by the sight of its rib cage it hadn't been eaten too well, and the hungry dog ran after the apple like a child runs after a ball, with his spit glittering over the fauna and flora. "Quick," said Tinker, and they jumped down and then landed like cats on the ground, and they ran the other way unnoticed while the dog devoured the apple without looking at them. For once it looked happy.